when you first moved to New York, you were 16.
Mm-hmm.
And in that modeling space, I imagine you don't just get to indulge in like hot dogs and pizza all the
Definitely
time.
not.
So how do you move to New York and not like eat New York, right? Like, what does that look? What it's like? Whenever I go to think about going to New York City, I'm always thinking of these places I got to hit up. But honestly, I'm asking this question as someone who's never been a model, so I don't know what even a daily routine looks like. So you're 16, you move to New York and move into a model apartment. We'll get to that. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. It's so funny because in New York, you can actually you can literally eat at a different restaurant every single day for every single meal, and you for the rest of your life, and you still will not go to every single restaurant that the city has because there's so many and they're always popping up with new ones. But as far as that, I did not get to indulge in that way. No, I did not. When I started modeling, it was a long time ago. I was a teenager, and it was 2003 when I went to New York, and they were very strict with weight back then. It was very the heroin chic type of model. So they wanted literally like bone thin. And I'm 5'10". I was like a size 0 already as a teenager. And I was still in their eyes not thin enough.
Whoa.
And so I went through a lot to, try to make it. And I mean, that was when the Atkins diet was really popular. It was a fad, all these fad diets and stuff. So yeah, I actually, I really stuck with it. I wanted it. And so it's sad. I really only was eating like sugar-free Jell-O and a can of tuna fish a day. And my agency had me on the treadmill for 9 miles a day. Every single day I would eat once a day and then on the treadmill for 9 miles a day. They still felt that my hips were not losing enough weight. It was the bones of my hips.
Oh my
literally.
gosh,
Yeah, there's no way unless you literally saw off my hip bones. Like there was just no way. It was really hard as a teen and being told I was too fat, But then in my hometown, when I was back home in Indiana, everyone thought I was like anorexic because I am naturally thin. I can eat, and it is hard for me to keep on weight when I'm stressed and things like that. I have to watch those things. But modeling back then, that's what they wanted. They didn't care about health. They didn't care about your well-being. I remember my agency actually had me urinate on ketosis sticks to prove that I was not eating carbohydrates because carbohydrates were forbidden for me. So, no, I did not get to indulge in all the New York amazing food, not until I was older.
Wow.
And not until I was older.
So is it different now? Like
it is different. Thank God.
Yeah. I don't know how you didn't die.
It's sad. There were all kinds of things, like extreme things models would do. And, in the model apartment, I was like, I became kind of the mother hen, because I was there with that agency for so long and, worked my way up. And I became very protective of the younger girls then that were coming in and, experiencing some of the things that I had experienced when I had first started, So, and it was a tough time, but I in the industry in general for everyone. And, I'm really happy to see the changes over the years that we've seen, more diversity, more acceptance, prioritizing health and, different body types and different ethnicities. And I think it's really important to have representation. And I've always supported that. So I'm glad that it is more of a priority. Health is more of a priority now. There's still room for improvement. I know that it doesn't go that way in every market around the world. Yeah. I know that there are still designers and there are still, casting houses and agencies that still want that or they want to revert back to that. And now we're seeing the Ozempic trend throughout Hollywood, which I think is a very dangerous, trend, but it's not going anywhere. And so I am glad that we're having these conversations. I think social media has been a huge help for that, because we didn't have any of that when I first started. And it's really allowed us to have a more open dialogue for these types of issues that are in the industry.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did you go from that? Actually, let me backpedal really quick. You're speaking to like some of those like trends. I heard there were people in the past who like even removed parts of their rib cage. Is that actually a thing? Like, or is it just like,
yes,
I don't know.
It is a thing. Yes. They're even,
Wow.
even
Because you made me think of that. You're talking about like
Yeah.
sawing off your hips. I'm like, wait, would someone actually do that though? Because running 9 miles a day and no carbohydrates, I used to run marathons. I don't physically know how someone cannot just pass out. And then people are removing body parts to just look a certain way.
So sad. It's so sad. And to be doing those things at so young